To transform oneself, the entire thought process must change. However, this change cannot occur without new ideas. The first step in transforming oneself is to have a strong desire to do so. Once a person has the desire to change, they must then make their desired future a present reality by assuming the feeling of having already achieved it. By doing so, a person can create an ideal of the person they wish to become and then assume that they are already that person. If this is done consistently, the person's ideal will eventually become their reality. All things exist in human imagination, and everything you see as objective reality was produced by the imagination. Try to conceive of something that you deny exists, and you will likely have difficulty doing so. The first step to achieving anything in the world is to first imagine it, then put it into action. While the intelligence necessary for completion will come, the crucial first step is to imagine and believe in its possibility, as this belief will ensure its eventual realization, impervious to any obstacles that may arise. The main mistake that humans make is to believe that external factors, rather than their own consciousness, are responsible for their experiences. Everything that happens to a person, everything they do, and everything that happens to them is the direct result of their state of consciousness. A person's consciousness is composed of their thoughts, desires, beliefs, and values. To change the external world, a person must first change their consciousness. This is similar to how rain falls due to changes in temperature in the upper atmosphere. The ideal that a person hopes to achieve is always ready for manifestation, but it requires a person to give it human kinship, bringing it into existence. This can only be done by becoming the ideal itself. Knowing something mentally is not the same as knowing it spiritually. To know something spiritually, a person must become one with it rather than just analyzing and defining it. To truly know something, a person must become it, just as a moth becomes one with the flame it seeks. Only by becoming one with the ideal can a person truly achieve it. Similar to the moth that was willing to sacrifice itself in its quest to know the flame, you too must be willing to let go of your current self to become a new person. To understand what health or security truly mean, you must first be conscious of it within yourself. To bring forth a new and improved version of yourself, you must first assume that you are already that person, and then have faith in that assumption. This new state of consciousness will manifest through your unwavering commitment to believe that you are already what you wish to be. This process of submitting your entire being to the feeling of the desire realized is what truly means integrity and completeness. There is no natural order in the universe that corresponds to this will to submit to an ideal beyond the self. Therefore, it is foolish to expect that the birth of a new and greater version of oneself will occur through natural evolutionary processes. It is the power of your imagination that allows you to create the world around you and bring about your redemption from bondage, illness, and poverty. If you choose not to take responsibility for bringing forth a new concept of yourself, you reject the only means of your redemption, your imagination. You have the choice to remain in your current state of being, or to become the instrument of your own redemption by imagining yourself as the person you wish to become. It is your responsibility and yours alone to do the necessary work to transform yourself. The changes that occur in your life as a result of your altered concept of yourself always seem to the uninformed as a result not of a change in your consciousness but of external cause, chance, or coincidence. However, the only destiny that governs your life is the destiny determined by your own concepts, your own assumptions. For an assumption, though false if persisted in, will harden into facts. The ideal that you seek and hope to achieve will not manifest, will not be realized by you until you have imagined that you are already that ideal. There is no escape for you except through a radical psychological transformation of yourself, except through your assumption of the feeling of your desire realized. Therefore, the key measure of your imaginative capacity lies in your ability to produce outcomes or achievements. Your self-perception plays a significant role in this regard. If you do not believe something to be true about yourself, it cannot materialize in your life. Your attitude is the essential factor that determines whether you can achieve your desired goal. All changes are brought about through suggestions, and for these suggestions to be effective, you need to be receptive to them. To make your dream a reality, you need to fully surrender to your ideal and experience the feeling of having already achieved your goal with all your senses. You must imagine that you are already experiencing what you desire, that is, you must assume the feeling of the realization of your desire until you are possessed by it, and this feeling expels all other ideas from your consciousness. The man who is not prepared for the conscious plunge into the assumption of the desire realized, in faith that it is the only path to the realization of his dream, is not yet ready to live consciously by the law of assumption. Although there is no doubt that he lives by the law of assumption unconsciously. For you who accept this principle and are ready to live consciously by assuming that your desire is already realized, the adventure of life begins. To achieve a higher level of being, you must assume a higher concept of yourself. If you do not imagine yourself as other than what you are, then you remain as you are. Through the faithful and systematic cultivation of the feeling of the desire realized, the desire becomes the promise of its own fulfillment. The assumption of the feeling of the desire realized makes the future dream a present fact. Forge your own path and have faith in the reality of your imagined reality. It may not happen immediately, but it will eventually materialize. Do not worry about when or how it will happen, simply trust that it will happen, even if logic and your senses say otherwise. Ignore the skeptics, they represent negativity in the world. Instead, focus on what you desire and live as if it has already become a reality. Persisting in this assumption, it will become your reality, even if reason initially denies it. Remember, a held assumption will eventually become a reality. Therefore, stand firm in your assumptions and trust that they will become your reality. This path is not for the faint-hearted, as it requires profound dedication to exploring the depths of one's own consciousness and the courage to face and transcend the limitations imposed by previous self-conceptions. The process of becoming entails a continuous cycle of envisioning, embodying, and evolving, where each step forward is a testament to the power of the human spirit to manifest its deepest desires. By embracing the transformative power of imagination and aligning one's actions with their highest aspirations, individuals can not only reshape their own lives, but also contribute to the collective evolution of human consciousness. This journey, while deeply personal, echoes the universal quest for meaning and fulfillment, inviting each of us to discover our unique purpose and potential within existence.